Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dream Daddy. I'm Renari, and I am super excited today because I think we're actually nearing the end of this game, which is sad because it's really fun so far. But I've decided on the next game on this channel, and it's a game I've wanted to play for a really long time. So I'm not going to tell you what it is now, but look out for it. I'm super excited. I don't even remember what happened on the last episode, but we're taking a walk. It's a beautiful night and the air smells so fresh, so I decide to take the long way home. I casually stroll through the neighborhood, taking in the sights and sounds of a suburban city with a low crime rate and wide walkable sidewalks at night. It's not without a low crime rate, it's good. Safe. As I approach the bar, I can hear patrons inside cheering. Oh, I bet the game is on. I wonder if my team is playing tonight or not. A drop of water hits my head, and now it's lots of drops of water. It's pouring rain. Maybe I should wait this out inside. I order a beer from the bar and settle in. It turns out that my team isn't playing tonight, but I can certainly enjoy the game regardless. I love how he capitalizes beer, my team, and the game because he doesn't know what the hell is happening. The bar is unusually crowded, and the feeling of a camaraderie over a shared love for the game makes me smile. Sports are nice. I look over into the corner and spot none other than Mary sitting alone in the corner, nursing a cocktail. Something about her seems different this time. Now that she's by herself and not hanging off with some younger guy, she looks so sad. She looks up and half-heartedly raises her glass to me before staring off into middle distance. I don't care about you, I'm sorry. Whether or not Mary is actively looking for attention, I decide I don't really have the energy to give it to her. I politely reciprocate her glass raise while keeping my eyes glued on the game. Eventually I manage to disengage from the game and realize Mary has left. Hope she doesn't have too rough of a night. Yeah, I just completely ignored that was probably a nice little cutscene. I don't even care. Mary, I'm not even interested. You guys are freaking crazy. What's up, Matt? Hey, Ren. What are your feelings about poker? Beyond hardly knowing her. What? Poker? I hardly know her? There it is. Well, good talk. Wait, I actually like poker. I just saw the joke and I had to take the shot. Please, Matt, I'm a dad. I'm contractually obligated. No, I get that. Anyway, we've been playing weekly poker games and I figured I should send an invite your way. That sounds great. I love losing money. Cool, dude. See you soon. Lose that money. God, I'm horrible at poker. I really hope... I don't even understand the rules of poker. People have tried to teach me, but it's just not my thing. Matt invited me to a poker night at Joseph's house. Oh my god. Why at Joseph's house? He has a kid buried in the backyard. I put on my going out coat and walk over. Across the way, I spot Matt, who's walking over from his own house. He's got a case of beer under his arm. Crap, I should have brought something. Hey, man. Crap, I should have brought something. Haha, no worries, man. It's your first time. Just bring a full wallet. How long have you guys been at this for? Years, buddy. Just a nice way to keep in touch with the guys. It's never really high stakes. We pass through the fence enclosing Joseph's backyard. Craig, Brian, and Joseph hover around the patio, drinking beer and chatting. Robert sits in the corner, brooding as usual. Craig's a resident shark. We prefer the term person who's good at poker. I'm well aware. Craig's always been suspiciously good at poker. Are you still as terrible as you were in college? Poker face. Hey, I wasn't terrible. I'm not bad at poker. I'm definitely good at poker. What a good poker face. Everyone stares at me. Okay, maybe that was a little defensive. Okay, I'm bad at poker. There's no way you're as bad as Joseph. Joseph shrugs. This is basically my tithing. I'm giving back to the community.
Wink.
Plus, I'm happy to just sit here and eat all of Brian's snacks. Guess who brought pigs in a blanket? Not Craig. Hey, my chia seed and granola energy balls are just as delicious. Let's just get the game going. Yeah, please. We all take a seat at the table and Matt starts dealing cards. The first couple rounds go by easily as I'm getting the hang of things, but it's obvious that Craig is running the show here. Craig, how did you get so good at this? It's pretty easy. You just start getting a feel for everybody's tell. Like Matt will scratch his ear. Hey! Brian adjusts his pants when he's trying to lie. Now wait a second. And I think you just loudly announce to the whole room when you have a good hand. Yeah, yep, that's me. What's Joseph's tell? Everything, literally everything. That man is an open book. He couldn't lie if he tried. Well, at least I have God on my side. See, you can't even say that with a straight face. What about Robert? Oh, that's a hard one. Honestly, the man's an enigma. Robert raises a glass of whiskey to us in a solemn salute. I think he'd wipe the floor with us if he actually tried. I'm just here because I enjoy the company. Robert pulls out his phone and stares at it. Robert, is that a flip phone?
Flip phone? Jeez, I can flip phone.
Flip phone. Yeah. What are you, a drug dealer now? What do you mean now? Yeah, what do you need? Horse, speed? Tijuana Johnny's? What? I can get you the street stuff easy, but if you're looking for something exotic or designer, that's maybe 72 hours and a favor called. Maybe I won't need you today, maybe I won't need you tomorrow, but someday. Oh, I think I'm good. Right. But still, if you got the coin, I've got the goods. I dropped my phone in the toilet, and this is a backup until I can get it replaced under warranty. Yep, that sounds about right. Everyone murmurs their sympathies. We've all been there. We go back to playing. I really gotta stop eating these pigs in a blanket. Pigs in blankets? I don't know, but they're very good. I think there might be cheese in them. Oh, that sounds amazing. Oof, I don't know if I got enough to raise you on this round. You can always bet your firstborn.
Hey.
If you think you can handle another one, be my guest. Briar and Hazel are a handful, to say the least. But do you think 3 kids is a handful? Try 4. I'm operating at 100% dad capacity at all times. Actually, it's technically 5.
Yeah.
Christine saw a commercial for one of those dolls that poop and wouldn't stop asking for it. We ended up getting it for her birthday, but she's so grossed out by the fake baby poop that she makes me change its diapers. So now I'm changing the real baby and the fake baby.
Hey.
There's just a lot of poop in my household right now. Daisy got one of those a little while back. One night I walk in on her after she had tried to take the doll apart to see how the poop mechanism worked, but then she couldn't put it back together and started crying. Poop everywhere. Fake poop, but still. That reminds me of... Wait, do we all have poop doll stories? Everyone nods in agreement. Guys, I really don't need any more poop in my life than there already is. Can we just get back to poker and not talk about poop? Matt deals another hand and we quickly forget about the poop. We run out of pigs and blankets, so we switch over to Craig's healthy snack food. It actually isn't terrible. These kale chips are phenomenal. We should sell these at the coffee shop. It's my own recipe. I'd be happy to give it to you guys.
Hey.
I can see it now. Pierce the kale chips. Oh, Pierce the Veil reference. Yes. Pierce the Veil is a popular post-hardcore screamo band out of San Diego. We all look at Matt confused. It's maybe not any of your wheelhouses. You know what? I love Pierce the Veil. One of my favorite bands. I've seen them so many times in concert. How's the shop nowadays?
Hey.
Busy as ever. I'm toying with the idea of hiring on another person to work the counter, but I haven't found a good candidate.
Hey.
If Amanda's looking for a summer gig, let me know. That's really nice of you, but I think she's been burned too badly by coffee shops before. Literally, not figuratively.
Hey, yeah.
Matt cocks his head to the side. I'll ask her, though. You get down to the final hand of the night, and it's Craig in the lead by a landslide. Joseph has long since lost all of his chips and has taken to tidying up, refusing any help from the rest of us. Brian deals us all cards. So what's it going to take for Robert to give a damn on this round? Robert looks up from his half-empty glass of whiskey. Do you really want to unleash the beast? Well, now I'm curious. I got a long history of being a gambling man, but I'll only do it if you make it interesting. None of this penny chip nonsense. I got a Lily's 18 years single blend sitting in my closet right now. Was saving it for when River turns 21, but I'm willing to put it up as collateral.
Hi.
Now you're talking my language. He throws the keys to his truck on the table. She's seen better days, but she can still pull a tree trunk out of the ground. Nope. Myself and everyone else at the table immediately folds. Deal the cards, Bry Guy. Are you guys sure you wanna... You heard the man. Deal. Brian deals the next round of cards. Craig stares daggers at Robert, who casually sips his whiskey. Craig, you are in for it. If you don't think Robert is going to win this, you are probably mistaken. So I know what you might be thinking. Robert put his old workhorse up for grabs, his only mode of transportation. At times in his life, his only home. How would he be so sure of his abilities in gambling? I'll tell you right now, Craig.
Oh.
I wasn't always like this. I was a lot like you. Smart, talented, cocksure of my own luck. Great biceps, but it didn't last long, no. I lost everything in a game of Pai Gow in the back room of a Shenzhen tea house on what I thought was a 3-day business trip. Everything gone. Clothes, money, identification, you name it.
Huh.
I woke up in a ditch near Zizu Park and had to make my life new from there. It took me 3 years to beg, borrow, and steal my way back to American soil. And in those 3 years, I saw the greatest depths of human fear, loved deeper than I ever had, and lost it all many times over. I've seen my own death, Craig. I know how I die. It's not like this.
Hey.
So let's make this more interesting.
Nice.
Robert produces the deed to his house from his jacket and tosses it on the table. You just have that
Oh.
around? All I have and all I am. Are you prepared to go to the distance?
I don't know.
Craig wipes the sweat from his brow. He studies Robert's face intently, searching for any sort of tell that he can find. Robert casually sips his whiskey again. I fold.
Hey.
Everyone erupts. Fine, fine, the whiskey is yours. And that's why you don't dance with the devil. So what was it? Were you bluffing or did you have the cards? That's for me to take to my grave, fellas. Next week, boys.
Hey.
Next week.
Hey.
You got it.
Oh.
I'll be there. I almost had a heart attack. I mean, that's pretty true, but sure. This has been very relaxing, and I sincerely doubt I will wake up in a cold sweat thinking about it tonight. Keep working on that poker face, Ren. We all say our goodbyes and head our separate ways. No messages, which means I can go right into a date. I'm gonna go on a date with Mr. Robert, obviously. You guys already know. You guys already know where I'm going. Hey, you know what they say about third dates? They get pretty serious. You might not have time to browse Dad Book for a while. Are you ready? I don't know what's gonna happen. Third dates could mean anything. I mean, but you know what it means, though. This might be it. I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove out to his thinking spot. That is not true. We just had a poker night with him. He seemed unusually somber then, like more so than usual amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Ren. Hey, Ren. Guess who's getting their drink on tonight? I take a look at my Dad Book messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. Guess. It's you. Also me, but mostly you. Yeah, dude. I type back to Robert. Robert, buddy, tonight we ride. This is amazing. Yes! Meet me at Jim and Kim's at 8 p.m. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Oh my god, he sounds like this is such a conversation that I would have in real life. Amanda! Amanda pops her head into the hallway, music I don't recognize blaring from her room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda.
Ugh.
Dad, I'm so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shit? I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah. Amanda Lang. You know what? You're an adult now. I give an earnest effort for all 18 years of your life. Go forth and swear. Fuck yeah. I really hope I don't regret this later. This is amazing. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad shit. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. Oh, you cleaned it up for me. It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Hey. Hey. You take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. I feel like I'm actually going on a date, like my heart is actually pounding. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To us! He Here's to us and all the property damage and petty larceny that we may commit tonight.
Aye.
We clink whiskeys, and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not as fun if it's abandoned. Oh my god, Mary, no.
Hey.
Stop ruining things, stop. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call? Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly.
Give it a rest, buddy.
You replacing me with the new kid? Yeah. Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. You know what, Robert? I don't know. You're gonna have to get rid of this friend. I'm gonna be that guy right now. You're this friend? It's not good. I can't date you if you're friends with her. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean-pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What, you got a court date coming up? He looks handsome. I think he cleans up nicely.
Oh my god.
Pump the brakes, kid. I blush a little.
Mhm.
Sorry, Sorry, Robert gets embarrassed in front of others, but if I said it to him when he was alone, he would be fine. Seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctor says it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh. Oh, come on. Ren, don't be an asshole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke about is his Pappy. Whoops. Why would I say that? They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life, then I look at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night. Probably screw like donkeys. Wait, aren't rabbits the one who screw a lot? Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot.
Come on.
Stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up out of the booth. Me and Ren are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? No. Mary casts one last glance at the sad sap she's been hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. Place is dead anyways. Ugh.
Ah.
We exit the bar and find... Are they holding hands? They look like they're holding hands behind the text. We exit the bar and find the typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Oh, they're not holding hands. They're just like on top of each other. What's going on? Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those.
Ah.
You know all those stories are fake, right? Pretty much all my stories are fake. This is research.
Ah.
Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices them not following him. Come on. You can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Ren. Just act like you belong. Robert sidles up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, Tour Master Quinn. Hey, it was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692.
All right.
What? And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. 80s reference, 90s reference, 2000s, 90s reference. Dr. Prescott, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey.
They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know.
Ah.
As I was stating, The epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon, over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour.
Oh.
Man, didn't know that about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up. Yeah, no shit. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered.
Hey!
Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead, don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. I didn't even see the shirt. That's not a cool shirt, that's what he was wearing at the thing. At the little French place. Italian place? I don't remember. Our group arrives at an old, decrepit, colonial-style house.
Hey!
A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor.
That's the
I do
good
private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudevillian mime work. Tour Master Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of a Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Barclay. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic, where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work. No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is a popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure, and we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they tell you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we... I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say, right everybody? The group murmurs in agreement. This is a topic we cover extensively in our book, Dr. Prescott. Would you care to tell the story?
Ah.
Oh boy. Riff something highbrow? Ah, yes. Though it's rarely covered in traditional textbooks, Dorothy Pembridge was caught in a fierce rivalry with fellow local author Arthur Livingston Price. Arthur's books were blatant rip-offs of Pembridge's work and constantly sold better. Pembridge was enraged by this and comforted Livingston Price at his home with plans to end his life. Their bitter feud surprisingly blossomed into a torrid, passionate affair. After many months of secret courtship, Pembridge followed through with her original plan and poisoned Livingston Price in his sleep. Overcome with the unexpected grief, Pembridge polished off the last of the poison and died by her lover's side. Reports say that couples who enter this house will no doubt doom their relationship to a bitter end. Man, I should bring my wife here. The entire tour group laughs heartily. I'm kidding, my wife is dead. The crowd gasps. She was killed by a ghost. The crowd gasps again. I'm just messing with you guys. A nervous chuckle ripples through the crowd. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Haha, what an interesting story. Now I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves. Alright, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exercise your demons, if that's what you're looking for. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. What a fucking line. Oh my god. Okay. Mary, I like her. I know. It's weird, but I'm starting to like her. Just like Robert, it's just like every once in a while something she says is really great, but in general, I just don't like her because she's Joseph's wife. and she's a cheater, and I'm not a big fan of cheaters. So this is, you know what? This is looking like a beautiful friendship. It's almost like, this is a very bad reference. It's almost like a hoodlum Harry Potter. Like we're just all like we've got Robert as Ron, we've got Mary as Hermione, I'm Harry. We got this. Let's just be a gang of hoodlums. Hoodlums is not the right word to use here, but I'm gonna. Don't write checks your dick can't cash. Oh my god. What a fucking line. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear, "When you've known Rob as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight?" "Sure, Mary. Good man." Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. "Take it sleazy, fellas." God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both.
Hey.
Our last stop, this burial ground, is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharf Man, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just thought it would be a crime to come all the way out to the cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. That's absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area.
Hi.
I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over at me and smiles.
Hi.
Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Prescott and I met? No. The entire group shushes the tour guide.
Sad Master Quinn.
Sad Master Quinn. Oh my god. Okay, fine, tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator.
Hey.
Way back when, I was just, I don't know, a Bible salesman, traveling around the state, not only spreading the good word, but becoming closer to the man upstairs myself. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait, yes. Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. The tour group gasps.
That's the good
Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchmen. Wailing ghost of the Wharf Man? Whatever, your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask, but the Dover ghost? Man, tell him, Prescott. So there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of, selling Bibles, yeah. Saving souls and selling Bibles. Also saving a couple Bibles, but never selling any souls, except my own, but that's another story. I lean over to Tour Master Quinn. Won it back in a fiddle competition. I found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. Thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Someone, something, grabbing my ankle. Robert has a whole crowd hook, line and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. What daughter? I want to know. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum, just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but, like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like, tried to put one together. The arms were too long. Its eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot, what was his fake name again? Oh no. Oh no. I don't remember which McSturgis he was. Oh no, I really don't want to mess this up. I think it was David. I think it was David. David? Daniel. Nope, I'm going back. I'm going back. I don't give a fuck. This is the one time I'm going to do this. I care so deeply about Robert right now. I'm going back. So I'll meet you here when I do this all over. And I'm going to make sure that I do the other one about complimenting him. I'm going to do a different option. Oh my gosh.
A few moments later.
Daniel. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug of war with the unholiest of forces. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept on me fell out of my shirt pocket, and to this day I can remember what passage it opened up to. I don't fucking know. Robert stifles a laugh behind his hand. I guess that was good. I have no idea what that was about. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood. That damn creature clawed into my chest, got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia Mathers to the end of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room. But I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that, and neither was I. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. And we've been brothers ever since. The tour group gives us a round of applause as Robert and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little long on the hug. Thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. Paranormal Excursions of the Supernatural Ice Road Ghost Truckers? No. I saw a demon, the shocking true story of seeing a demon. The Bro's Guide to the Hottest Ghost. How about the middle one? Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one. Alright, even I can smell the holes in that story. Please leave. Way to go, Ren. Robert sulks away from the tour group and I follow him at a respectable distance. We almost had him. Almost. I think you might have overdone it in some portions of the story. Why? I just said I sold Bibles. I didn't have any other choices. Yeah. We arrive in front of Robert's house. Well, see you later. Robert hastily walks up to the steps of his home after giving me a courtesy nod. He disappears into his house without looking back. Did I just fucking fail this date? I swear. I'm gonna be so upset. Love me. Please love me. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No! Do I really have to do that again? Am I really gonna do that again? I don't know what to do right now. I really don't. I'm so upset. Okay, I thought about it for a long while. I'm just gonna continue and see what happens. Oh my god. Whew, I think I have everything finally set up. Amanda should be here any minute now. I think that's her car in the driveway. Okay, gotta act natural. Be cool, Ren. Be cool. Amanda walks to the door with a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad. Off to a good start. Something fishy? Rats. You ask too many questions. Who do you think you are, my daughter? For literally my entire life, yes. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell. You're very bad at lying. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, it would fill my heart with glee. I lead Amanda over to the kitchen table, where a present lies covered under a tablecloth. It's nothing special, but I wanted to get you a little something. You graduated high school last week, and I know you told me not to make a big deal about it, but... Aw, Dad, you... I dramatically whipped the cloth off the table. Amanda's jaw drops. No way. I figured you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of home with you. A DVD box set of Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers. This is all 19 seasons, and bonus material, including commentary with actual ghosts featured on the show. Dad, I love this. Thank you. She gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. Hey, you want to hang out with me in the backyard for a bit? Toss a little pig skin or something? Totally. I follow Amanda to the back door.
Hey.
Whoa! This is cool. I mean, you didn't invite any of the kids. What? You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal out of all of your accomplishments. So consider this your graduation party. Surprise! Dad, everyone's here. Well, yeah, everyone wanted to come and support you. Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is, fully customizable down to the type of mac. And there's an ice cream cake, the good kind with the crunchies in the middle. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, just go have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs to her friends. I should make the rounds and make sure everyone's having a good time. But first, mac and cheese. I walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. Listen, kid, you're going to need some real-life skills out there if you're going to make it out on the streets. I'm going to college.
Hey.
Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink, right? And I know you're smart enough not to drink until you're of legal age. Uh-huh. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, it'd behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Got it. Hypothetically. And if you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink the pickle juice. You're gonna be fine. What's going on here? Girl talk. Mary turns back to Amanda. Now let me tell you about how to deal with a bad roommate. First thing to know, you get straight A's if they die during the semester. Mary! Relax, it's a myth. Supposedly. Against my better judgment, I leave them be. Hugo comes up to me with a plate of mac and cheese. The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful work run. Thanks, Hugo. I learned from the best. I've got a pocket full of gift cards that say you already knew a thing or two. Let's get together for trivia night again soon, huh? You know it. You know, I'm really pleased to see Amanda going to her dream school. I'm glad she turned it around for the finals. Me too, that scholarship money will really help. Amanda walks by and pretends not to see Hugo. That was so fast. Amanda, come say hi to your old teacher. Hey. Congratulations on graduating. I know you're going to do great at art school. Haha, yeah, thanks. Amanda starts to back away. Wait, I just realized that you're not my teacher anymore, so I don't have to be afraid of talking to you. You no longer hold power over me. You're right. Go forth, adult. I can no longer give you detention. Yeah, I'm going to break anything I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. Are you still mad about that time I gave you detention for breaking my globe? Nope. And I'll have you know that that globe didn't even fit through the basketball hoop in the first place. So, she'll fit into college just fine. What a splendid garden party. Oh, that's your son? That makes so much sense. Thanks for coming by. Robert, hi. Please love me. I'm sorry. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat next to Robert. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Hey. Hey. I haven't heard from you in a bit. How have you been? Oh, I'm great. Never better. So did you talk to Val? Robert sighs and readjusts himself. You know, Ren, I don't speak to my own dad that often. Had a falling out with him years ago. Don't even remember what it was about. All I know is that me and him, we just don't see eye to eye. I mind my own business, he minds his. I get a Christmas card from him every other year, and I check in with him if a tropical storm ever hits his villa. What I'm trying to say is that I turned out fine. Robert, you didn't talk to her? It's like you said, life is full of pain. I assume Val is his daughter. I don't think we ever really talked about that. He places a hand on my thigh. This is all that matters. I instinctively pull back. A wave of guilt rushes over me. Robert, no, it's not that simple. I can't believe you didn't even try. You owed that to her. How do you think she feels knowing that her own father didn't even think she was worth having a relationship with? You don't know me. Yes, I do. You're a bad person. And you fell for me, so what does that make you? Oh fuck. Calling me out. Don't do this to me. I'm sweating. I am sweating. Oh my god, you don't even know. Robert gets up. You know, it's funny how you were so willing to look past this when it meant that you could get laid. He walks away, leaving me alone on the bench, alone with my thoughts. Amanda and I wave bye to the partygoers as they leave. What the fuck? What's happening? What is happening right now? We never talked about his daughter. All I did was mess up a little ghost tour. And what do you mean getting laid? I didn't get laid. What the hell? Oh, no. We sit together and watch the sun slowly dip below the horizon. I'm glad you made some friends. Yeah. I know that's maybe not what you were looking for, but these people care about you. I love you, Dad. We'll always have each other. You're right. It's going to be hard at first, but this is the next chapter in our story. And I would be nervous about it, but I know that you're always going to be looking out for me the same way I'll always be looking out for you.
Got this.
Timari? Timari. No, please don't be the end of the game yet. I'm not ready. Please. Please. No. No. I'm so dead inside. I know. That was an emotional experience at the end there. Freaking Robert. Fuck's sakes, dude. That's not fair. What happened? He just like switched. That's so upsetting. I don't even know what to say. Well, everybody, that was Dream Daddy. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me and seeing what Dad I was most interested in. I'm so upset. I'm really upset. Honestly, I might have to replay this game at some point and see what happens. I might date all the dads. I was actually just looking into it. Apparently, there's a point on the first date where you can have sex with Robert. Didn't know that. And then there's a point on the third date where Mary asked me to keep an eye on him, and then we learned that Robert is estranged from his daughter Val, and you have to like make a choice about that. Also, she's mixed. She is totally a mixed race woman, and she's really cool. But like, I have no idea. I didn't get that option. I didn't get that option to meet Val. Apparently she shows up in the last one and they reconnect and it's all amazing, and I didn't get to. And I'm really upset. I don't know what I did wrong. But that's how it usually goes, isn't it? You don't know what you do. You don't know what you do wrong. I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you all for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you like my channel so far in this series. But I might pop back into Dream Daddy and upload some snippets of things that could have happened if I decide to play through those, because I really want to see. I just want to see everything. So again, yeah, thank you for watching.